What's up, everybody? Happy Saturday. I hope y'all having a wonderful weekend. Season is almost here, so it's the middle of the off season, right before training camp. So I figured let's do a fun topic, and that fun topic is video games. Everybody loves video games, whether you play Madden, whether you play Xbox, whether you play Grand Theft Auto, Call of Duty, Fortnite. For the PC, it doesn't matter, man. So when we get back, yeah, man, let's hop into it.
New seasons, new gear. Show the world what it means to be a fan in 100% authentic gear. Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
Get ready to dive into a new world of online shopping with the Finn's Tailgate. Whether you're a die-hard sports fan or just looking for the latest fashion trends, we've got you covered. With a wide variety of products from your favorite sports teams to stylish accessories and home decor, we're your one-stop shop for all things tailgate. Our easy-to-use website and hassle-free checkout process make shopping with us a breeze. Plus, with frequent sales and discounts, you won't want to shop anywhere else. So come on in and join the party at the Finn's Tailgate, your new go-to destination for all things tailgate.
Hey, what's going on, man? How y'all doing? Hope y'all having a good Saturday. Like I said, man, everybody, thank you for coming through. First in the building, Ryan P. Hey, Ryan AP with the Xbox. He looks. I reckon we got an Xbox. What's going on? Red, White, and Bills. Red, White, and Bills. He likes the VR porn game. Who doesn't? I'm sure Michael K does too. What's going on? Yes, my man at the hour. How y'all doing, man? Hey, listen. So back in 1990, it was Christmas in 1990, I believe. 91. I can't remember exactly. I remember getting my first Nintendo system. I had it doesn't have midgets. Probably. Man of the hour says he likes the PlayStation. So anyway, I remember the first video game system I got. It was 1990. I got the Nintendo. I remember the first few games was obviously the Duck Hunt, and Mario came with it. And then you had the two controllers with the little gun, with the gun. The earlier ones came out with the orange gun, and then the later ones came out with the gray gun. And then so I remember I had my first few games was Friday the 13th, Mario 3, and Double Dragon 2. Which I still haven't beaten to today. What's going on, Cat for Life? I still haven't beaten Double Dragon. That shit is hard as hell. Luckily, YouTube people do playthroughs, and that was the only way I was able to see the ending for whatchamacallit? Contra, yeah. Contra, up, down, left, right, A, B, start. Yeah, I had Contra 2 before I had Contra 1. But Contra 2, I played way before I owned a Nintendo. Some of my favorites for obviously was yeah, I never beat Metroid, dude. I beat Super Metroid, but I never beat the regular Metroid. Some of my favorite games, though, I ain't gonna lie, was Castlevania. That was a hard game. Double Dragon was another one I used to love. Contra, Double Dragon, and Zelda. Obviously, Zelda was one of mine. I never beat Zelda 2. I beat Zelda 1, but I never beat Zelda 2. That shit was difficult. I didn't like the style anyway. But I did I never had a and I remember Genesis came out. I never had a Genesis. Genesis I remember Genesis, they had what is it? They didn't have Mike Tyson's Punch Out. They had Buster Douglas. Sega had Buster Douglas. Sega had Ultra Beast. I didn't like the Sega games. The regular Sega console. The Sega Genesis, on the other hand, was pretty. I liked it better. Hell yeah, Pong. Michael K. My first video game was Pong, 1976. Shortly after that, I was busy having a social life, and well, yeah. I think that's funny. How you think because people have video games, they don't have a social life, dude? You know how many people play video games and still have a social life? But anyway, so it is what it is. It's a stereotypical that only nerds play video games and whatever, But anyway, no, Scummy, we haven't cut to it. What was your social life? Tipping cows? I bet you Michael Cow tipped cows when he was in college, when he was younger. He would go to ranches and tip cows. Those are the type of vibes you gave me. But anyway, what's up, Finsanity5? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. But so, yeah, I remember I got the Sega Genesis. That shit was off the chain. Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis and Streets of Rage. Yeah, when I think of Sega, Sonic the Hedgehog, definitely, hell yeah. But in my opinion, Sonic the Hedgehog was a good game, but definitely Streets of Rage was the best game they came out with. I like Streets of Rage. I'm trying to think of another Sega Genesis game that I liked. Because one thing I didn't like, we talking about Sega versus Nintendo. The thing I liked about Sega and Nintendo was the SNES had more buttons, so you were able to do more things. Yeah, NBA Jam for Sega. Yeah, NBA Jams. They had both though. my knowledge of video games is limited today. I feel like most Duffin fans were talking about football, and or you could talk about you could feel like a Buffalo fan when you guys are talking about Super Bowls. But then again, you have more experience with video games than the Buffalo Bills having winning Super Bowls. So I can see what you're talking about because we haven't made the playoffs in a while, but at least we made the playoffs before. We won the playoffs before. We have playoff wins in our history. Versus Michael K, the Buffalo Bills, they never had a Super Bowl. They have an AFL championship, which is essentially an AFC championship, but no Super Bowls. But anyway, the Nintendo 64 came out fast. Yeah, SNES was short-lived. No, yeah, SNES. Now SNES, we had Donkey Kong Country. That shit was off the chain. Donkey Kong Country. We had what else? Oh yeah, and Zelda. Definitely Zelda. That was one of my other favorite ones from that era. Then, of course, Nintendo 64 came out. Then PlayStation came out, and then Donkey Kong Country. The first two were good, and then they just milked it and ruined it. To be honest with you, I didn't like anything after part 2 for Donkey Kong Country, but part 1 and 2 was awesome. Super Contra was good as well. Street Fighter. Yeah, Street Fighter was my shit on Nintendo. Like I said, Sega Genesis had it as well, but like I said, the fact that we had extra buttons is what made the Street Fighter experience a lot better. Madden was good too. I remember. Hey, what's up, Color? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Oh, living the dream.
Yeah, I just was thinking like you're right about. I had a Super Nintendo, so Nintendo, and it was because like I was into Mario and Zelda, and those weren't available on other platforms. But the gameplay, you had a lot more, gameplay detail because of the extra buttons. But with a game like NBA Jam, for me, it was better on Sega because it was just easier to play with the with the bigger control and the bigger buttons. You could really do some crazy stuff. But as far as Donkey Kong, man, there was nothing like Donkey Kong, the very first one, the very first arcade graphic revision, and then beyond that, DK Country and Donkey Kong Jr. I think are the only ones that were really worth anything.
Yeah.
So
because after part 2, when it was Diddy and Dixie Kong, whatever, and then all of a sudden they just they lost me. After
they lost the plot, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
I like
less about Donkey Kong and more about like other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, no. To be honest, looking back on half these games, like Donkey Kong and all these like games for Nintendo, I'm thinking in my head, the guys who created this game must have been doing some extracurricular activities.
Of course they were,
Still
man.
are. They still are, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean by extracurricular activities?
Of course, yeah. Past the Dutchie on the left-hand side.
Yeah, no, because to create a character, a game series based on a talking ape,
Yeah.
you have to be on something, really.
Yeah, and he was originally a villain too. He was the guy that stole Princess Peach from
Donkey Kong?
Yeah, he was Donkey Kong
from the original Mario, right?
Yeah.
No, he was the guy that stole the princess that Mario had to rescue in Donkey Kong.
No, because I've always thought Bowser was the original villain for Mario.
No. Donkey Kong was the original villain. He kidnapped the princess, and that's why you have to play Donkey Kong to get the princess from him.
The original one. Yeah. You had to climb up some ladders, and then
every sequel after that, Donkey Kong was the main character that you control.
Did you guys?
Yeah. So when if you play Donkey Kong Country, Cranky Kong was the original. Cranky Kong.
Right.
Was that Donkey Kong where you would throw
so
down
they
the barrels?
changed the lore so Donkey is not a villain.
Yeah.
So Cranky Kong,
Jr.
you know, there's an old man in there called Cranky Kong. That's him. That's the guy who used to throw the barrels at Mario.
Yeah. No,
that's not right.
See,
they could have just made a nice character arc like Donkey Kong found the right way and
for me, I think
Christian,
that's a theory. That's actually what you just said was a fan theory that fans always thought that Cranky Kong was the original Donkey Kong.
Oh, come on. There was no Cranky Kong back when Donkey Kong first came out.
No. What the theory says is Cranky Kong was the Donkey Kong that we see in the original Donkey Kong game.
Then why didn't they name it Cranky Kong instead of Donkey Kong?
Oh, because he's old. He's old. The reason they call him old Cranky is because he's old. He was an old guy.
Oh, so he's Donkey Kong, and then the Donkey Kong is grown up Donkey Kong Jr.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Yeah, because the other guy that's with him is Diddy. Is Diddy.
Hey, can you throw me backstage real quick?
All right, cool.
All I know is Donkey Kong Jr. was the best tennis player on Mario Tennis.
And I like actually my humble opinion, I like the turtle shell on the Mario golf cart. And Toad too. Mario golf. Yeah, the turtle was my favorite. Yeah, I like Double Dragon too. Hey, AB, if you're still here, which Double Dragon did you like? 1, 2, or 3? My favorite was personally 2. 3 kind of sucked. That shit was hard too.
Oh, and how about Killer Instinct on Sega?
Oh, I had a buddy of mine, Carlington, and Carlington, he knew all the fucking
that was when the graphics were really starting to get good on the 16-bit consoles. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That
was good.
And then they had another one called Clay Fighter.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good one, Clay Fighter. For the Super Nintendo. But yeah, the graphics on Killer Instinct were awesome.
For only being a 16-bit game, that was definitely good. They were maximizing. But the thing about Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for Super Nintendo was like the graphic improvement from the original Zelda to that game was so much better. Like the little bushes, when you swipe them with your sword, the little leaves would float down to the ground, and you're like, "Wow, this is really cool!" Like so real looking.
But you know what really blew me away? I'm not gonna lie. What blew me away was the fact that the first 5 minutes of the game, when you walk outside and it's pouring raining, I'm like, holy shit! Look how they captured the rain.
Yep.
That was so
started
dope.
to become a lot more like the arcade games were. It started to get really good. Like still cartoony, but just really good.
Yeah, more details went into it.
Yeah, like you expected out of the arcade game, out of the arcade room.
Like you see more detail in the grass that you walk by.
And like you said, the raindrops hitting the ground, and you see the little circles. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was a great game. It took me 6 months to beat it, but I never stopped playing it, bro. I played that game. I just would like retreat into that world.
Is that what kind of is that what is video games what segue you into doing graphic designing and things like that?
In general, being a geek in general with computers and all that, yeah, pretty much. That's what made me like want to know how things work in the technological world.
Oh man, I tell you what, man. Back in my my cannabis days, right? There was like I'll never forget, man. I used to play fighting games, and man, when I used to get that good buzz, like it's not always, but you know how it's like you when you smoke weed, whatever, you go high, and as you're crashing, there's like a sweet spot that you find yourself in.
Right.
Oh my God, I was unstoppable. Whenever I was in that sweet spot, nobody could beat me.
That's the zone. You were in the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, them were the days, man. And then waiting to, hope to see like the next console and how it would improve. And then when they came out with N64, it just kind of like the whole floodgates just opened up, man, with the PC world and all that,
Yeah.
like everything.
That Zelda game was just as good too. I liked the thing is
I didn't even get through an eighth of that game, bro. It was so complex, dude.
It was. I'm not gonna lie. That's why
I literally grew up before I got through half of it, bro. I just grew up, man. You know what I mean? I'm like, that game took me so long. I had just finally got my horse after like 5 years, man.
Hey, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Back then I wasn't afraid of cheating. I don't cheat now, but I bought the because when I first got the game.
Genie?
No, not the Game Genie. When I first bought the game, I bought the strategy guide with it too.
Oh yeah, I had the Zelda strategy guide for sure.
Yeah,
you couldn't do anything without it. I mean,
God damn it, where the fuck is this? So I used to have to like, okay, and that'll also help you. That'll help you out. That'll also help you out with That also will help you out with whatchamacallit, where to find the hearts and containers and things like that. Yeah, but definitely, yeah, that Zelda was my favorite genre as far as video games genre is Zelda. I played other Zelda games as well, but then again, that's like they say, as you build on, as they get weirder and weirder. I don't like the new stuff, but it is what it is. Yeah, because my thing is with video games, I like the open world. That's why I like Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
I'll never forget when I first seen Grand Theft Auto for the first time. I was at a buddy's house. I used to work at Gulfstream Park, and we got off at Gulfstream Park, and we went to his house, and he has a PC game, right? And I was like, damn, what is this? The first 10 minutes of me playing that video game, I swear to God, I bought a PlayStation 2 specifically just to get that.
Oh, PS2 is what we got hooked me on Madden, because they were the first ones to utilize the nice newer 3D engine, the game engine that made it like more realistic.
Oh man, my favorite Madden was Madden 2005, and the only reason Madden 2005 was my favorite, and I don't know why they don't do it anymore, but you used to have the hit stick. So let's say you were about to tackle somebody and you had them at a good angle, you fucking press I forgot.
And then right after that, the change they made was you could raise your hand, the linebacker, you could make the linebacker raise his hands to increase the volume of the crowd.
Yeah, but that hit stick, the hit stick, if you had him at a good angle, like you hit him at a good angle, he'll fumble the ball. But
05 was Dante Culpepper on the cover of that one?
Not sure.
He might have been 12.
They still have hit stick? Oh shit. I haven't been using it then. Yeah, hit stick was my favorite thing, man. He'll fall backwards and but the thing about the hit stick is if you miss
Go ahead.
Yeah, if you missed, he'd run to the house. He'd take it to the house.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Of course, nothing was better. There was Super Tecmo Bowl, and that was like, man, you had a couple players. You could just run up and down the field, man. Whole defense chasing you.
Yeah. And then do they still have the Joe man of the hour? They still have the whatchamacallit, the hit stick for offense. Like for instance, you could also they also had a for offense too,
Right.
where you could kind of like truck them, like before they tackle you, you tackle them.
Well, that'd be like the stiff arm, right? Couldn't you throw
Yeah.
out the stiff arm too?
Yeah. Stiff arm, and then
If you time the stiff arm right, they'd basically bounce off of you. The truck stick, the truck stick, yeah.
Yeah, so it wasn't a stiff arm. It was basically where remember how what Tua did to that Jets safety?
Right, exactly. I think that's where the truck stick coined the term trucking somebody. I think.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, yep. It's kind of like making yourself more compact and then exploding into the contact.
Yeah. But like I said, it was a good. I remember you had ESPN did one. Then obviously ESPN football had a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
Then eventually turned into 2K.
Yep, there was a Monday Night Football franchise too for a
Jimmy
little while.
Johnson. Jimmy Johnson had a football game at one time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of football franchises, but it seems like we always talk about the monopoly, but Madden. It seems like Madden has the monopoly on the.
Well, they do now because they have exclusive rights by the NFL now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably I want to say 15 years ago, the last competitor, NFL Blitz, the last copy of that was made because they had signed a new exclusive agreement with Madden.
Yeah.
So only Madden is allowed to display NFL copyright now, or NFL trademarks. They might as well just take the Madden name off of it and just call it NFL football,
Here's another game, Spy Hunter. Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah, Spy Hunter was great in the arcade too, man.
You know what another game was that you could only play on PC was Where in the World Was Carmen Sandiego.
Oh yeah. That was the old PCs. That was like in school, man.
Yeah. It came on a floppy disk.
Yep. And it would just be like clues, text clues.
Yeah, you have to get geographical right and shit like that.
Yeah. Press here to warp to Europe. And then you just get another set of like cartoon, like comic book strips with questions, or clues.
Yeah, I never had the Neo Geo. That shit was expensive. I couldn't afford that shit.
Yeah, me neither.
That shit was fucking expensive.
I think the flagship game on that was the one with the little baby with the bone in his hair and with the big head that you'd bonk people with its head.
No, you're thinking about Neo. No. You're thinking about something else.
TurboGrafx 16.
TurboGrafx. I've had that one. I had that one too. You're talking about Bonk's Adventure.
You remembered the big head kid.
Yeah, Bonk's Adventure.
What is it? Bonk's Adventure?
That's what it was. Bonk's Adventure.
I never played it, but I saw it all over the place.
Yeah, I had that one time too. I bought it from somebody.
Then of course there's Mike Tyson's Punch Out. I mean, you can't even, has to be one of the top 5 of all time.
Yeah, I remember the Sega Saturn. Here's a fun. There was a game called Virtual Fighter, which essentially turned into Shenmue. Shenmue was one of my favorite video games for the Sega Dreamcast.
Mm-hmm.
Shenmue and Shenmue was like really fucking it was before its time. I'm telling you, they had like you could see the freaking imprints in his knuckles and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
Speaking of before its time for like flying engines was Rogue Squadron for N64.
the 80s babies are gamers. It's in our blood. You're damn right. Yeah, I was born in 78, so I'm not too far from being an 80s baby.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I agree with you. So let me ask you, CB, what's going on? Which one do you prefer, PlayStation or Xbox? I'm curious. Y'all come on up here, man. You know, join the panel.
I go with PlayStation just because I like the control better. I'm
Yeah,
more used to it. Yeah,
as you
and
can-
the PlayStation controller, the design from the PlayStation 2 was the main design that you would find for a lot of the PC versions of controllers, like the USB controllers. They'd all be shaped and designed like the PS2 controller. So I got used to it from playing Madden on the PC.
AB's going PlayStation.
Yeah. And there was also games like for PlayStation 2. There were games like
I'm a bisexual gamer. I love them all. Hell no.
remember WWE SmackDown for PlayStation 2? That game was
Yeah.
awesome, dude. That
Oh
was
yeah.
awesome.
Actually, the best video game, in my opinion, the best wrestling game was No Mercy, WWF for the N64.
Right?
That was the best game I've played for wrestling, as far as wrestling is concerned. But I agree with you. SmackDown, the last SmackDown was the best one was for the PlayStation 2. You could alter your entrances and everything like that.
Right. Now Raw for the N64 was good, but they used a different game engine. They tried for realism instead of gameplay, whereas SmackDown was like more cartoony looking, but you can make the guys do whatever you wanted to do. Like you could pick up stuff from the crowd, chairs, whatever you wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah. CB says my first system was a Nintendo. I'm an Xbox guy through and through, but I've had I had both. Xbox Live is revolutionary. Halo. Yeah, I remember GoldenEye. Yeah, it was the first game. It was the first Call of Duty, man. It was the first game where you could do it first person.
Right. Yeah. I played what was that? GoldenEye on PC when that came out. It was pretty good.
You know what the funniest thing to do is when you, like, for instance, when you with the wrestling games. I don't know if my favorite thing to do is to get Undertaker or Kane or those butch characters and have them come out to a woman's entrance. Oh, they're like all flamboyant and shit. I'm like, God damn, that shit looks funny as hell.
And there was that old pro wrestling game for Nintendo that wasn't branded by anybody. It was just a bunch of like knockoff characters. You know what I mean? It was called Pro Wrestling. It was really good for the gameplay, though.
Yeah. They had the guy with the starfish on his face.
Right.
They had
Exactly.
the monster.
Yep. And then the green guy that like supposed to be the flying Muda. The green Muda. Yeah, that was good stuff. And there's RC Pro-Am. Remember that game with the little remote control trucks?
Yeah, Streets of Rage, Ninja Turtles. Yeah, my favorite one, Ninja Turtle game was Turtles Back in Time. That shit was awesome.
Yeah, I wasn't into Turtles, but the video games were good.
Yeah. Turtles Back in Time, the arcade game was good too.
Yeah, and for Pro-Am in the arcade, they used to have that huge system that had 4 steering wheels. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
That was in the arcade, but they had it for Excite Bike. That was another good one too. You could actually create. That was one of the first world builders where you could create your own track and all that.
Yeah.
All the, with the editor.
Yeah,
I played Excite Bike for years, man. Love that game.
Yeah, the only thing I hate about it is you got to be careful because you could overheat, and then all of a sudden you're in the freaking You're in the whatchamacallit.
Well, that's what made it a game. Otherwise, it would just be a controlled cartoon. Rad Racer, that was another good one, racing game. Or Road Rash.
What about Virtual Fighter?
Yeah. Shinobi, remember Shinobi?
Shinobi, yeah, that shit was hard as hell, man. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't beat that game.
I never played it on the console. I always played it in the arcade or like Pizza Hut or something.
Yeah, I agree with you, CB. Double Dragon was my shit back in the day. Double Dragon, but I like part 2 the best. Like I said, I couldn't beat none of them. Them things are hard as hell, man. Double Dragon was hard. The thing I hate about it was there was a part where like you'll be fighting, and you all of a sudden you touch a spike and you're dead. One hit. There were certain things that will kill you instantly. You'd be like, son of a bitch, man.
Yeah, AB says Mega Man. Yeah, that's another one I never ended up beating. I got to this wall in Mega Man. I got to this level that there was literally you couldn't do anything else. Like you couldn't advance. There was nothing to kill. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do now? And there's like literally nothing to do. And it was only about 3/4 of the way through the game. So I quit. I think my game might have been glitched.
Oh man, yeah, man. Yes. By the way, no, damn it, where's I left it? Here we go. Yes, I remember one of the good games that the Sega Genesis had. Actually, 2 games that I liked from the Sega Genesis was the Michael Jackson game. That shit was off the chain. I beat that shit a million times. I used to love it when you could turn into the little robot and start shooting people, and then or you could start making people dance. You know, you can make your opponents dance. And then the other game was Buster Douglas boxing. No, Holyfield, Evander Holyfield. Sega Genesis had the Holyfield boxing. That shit was one of my favorite ones. Where you could design your character from scratch and then build him. Yeah, man.
Y'all remember you remember E.T.?
Yeah. Oh yeah, for
game with
Nintendo.
No end. Yeah, there's actually like there's a big documentary you can watch on the rise and fall of the E.T. game. Apparently they like never finished it and they released it anyway, so there's literally no end to the game. Like it just comes to a dead end. And
what about Pitfall?
Like, oh, Pitfall was great, man. Oh, he's lean. That was when you used the rope to swing across the lake. Or you had to walk on top of the heads of the alligators as long as their mouth wasn't open.
Yeah. Tomb Raider was another one. Man,
I'm not gonna lie, Tomb Raider was the first video game where I actually was like somewhat aroused by the character.
No, actually, Tekken was my favorite one.
Was there a hottie in Tekken?
Yeah.
She wasn't all boxy looking.
No, she wasn't boxy looking. Actually, she had curves. It was for the
must have been Tekken 2.
yeah. It was for the whatchamacallit.
Yeah, Rainbow Six. That's another one. Yeah. Rainbow Six was the predecessor to Counter-Strike, wasn't it? Or do I have that backwards?
Which one?
Rainbow Six.
I'm not sure of that one. I never heard of that one, to be honest with you.
It's in the Counter-Strike series. I don't know which one came first, though. Tom Clancy.
Tom Clancy? I never played that one. Metal Gear was hard too. Okay, all right, here it goes. There was a video game, right? It was called Eternal Champions, right? For the Sega. one of the things that tripped me out, one of my favorite games, when I was growing up, I used to listen to Bone Thugs and Harmony. It was called Eternal 99, whatever. And a lot of the songs that was on the Wake Up, they did, it was First of the Month, Crossroads, that album. A lot of songs that were on that album were on that video game. So the guy who produced it, DJ Unique, took a lot of those the songs that from that album from that video game. I thought it was interesting.
Remember that fighting game that was based off of hip hop? Like,
yeah, Creeping on a Come Up. Creeping on a Come Up was I think that was the first one. The first Bone album was Creeping on a Come Up. The second one was Eternal. Bone was my shit back in the day, man. I juggled between Bone Thugs and Harmony and Tupac growing up.
Right. That's kind of what was rolling around here a lot.
Mm-hmm.
South Florida. Lots of people were into them, man. Them and Outkast.
Mm-hmm. Which one did you like? If you guys had to choose, which one would you like better? Street Fighter, or let's do some verses here real quick. Street Fighter or Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat.
I like Street Fighter. It was a little simpler. Which one you like, Manzano?
Mortal cell phone signal.
Uh-huh. Vince talk Mortal Kombat. Joe Risk Street Fighter. Mudbone Mortal. Yeah, the first one was good because Genesis had a glitch where you could do a code and you could turn on the blood. Nintendo,
oh yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah, then first one for Nintendo, you couldn't do blood, and part 2, it didn't start getting bloody until part 2. But for the Sega Genesis, there was a code.
I think Sega was the only one doing codes for blood for a few of their games, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
That was one of those things that was a selling point. You know what I mean? Like, you can't do that on Super Nintendo, you know?
Mm-hmm. And what's funny is they both of them had a Bruce Lee like character, except one, because I remember when Street Fighter came out, Super Street Fighter 2 came out, they came out with another one with 4 new characters, and one of them was called Fei Long, and he was like a Bruce Lee, kind of like a Bruce Lee type of character.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, Liu Kang was another Bruce Lee. So they both had their Bruce Lee guys. Get over here, Red, White, and Bills. That's the guy, I forgot what his name was. He was the yellow one though. It was a blue one and a yellow one. The blue one was Sub-Zero, and I can't remember the yellow one, but I think Scorpion.
Scorpion, yeah.
Yeah, he would tell you.
And Raiden is the guy that was played by Christopher Lambert in the movie, right?
Mm-hmm. Game Genie was good too.
Terrible actor, man. God, that dude is a terrible actor.
Yeah.
Can't say it enough.
And they both came out with movies. Street Fighter with John Claude Van Damme.
Yeah. Yeah, Christopher Lambert played the original Highlander from the Highlander movies.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, my first strategy guide was I bought 2 strategy guides. One for Zelda, Orca of Time, and the other strategy guide was for whatchamacallit, Castlevania. I bought that for Castlevania for the 64 Castlevania. That shit was hard too. I tried. I got the Donkey Kong for 64. I just gave up on that shit. Even though I'm like, damn, this is like, I don't know. They lost me.
Yeah, I gave up on Mario World 2
Me too.
For N64.
Yeah, I was classic. I like the classic where the side view.
Yeah, exactly. Mario, they should have never changed it from being a side scroller. They should have just retired the game. You know what I mean?
I ain't gonna lie, man. One of my favorite SNES games was that Mario game where it had the part 1, part 2, part 3, and then the Lost Mario.
Oh yeah. You're talking about the Unipack that when they finally unified them all into one cartridge. Yeah.
Yeah, that was awesome.
3 was the best for regular Nintendo. I think 3 was the best.
Yeah, and that's where it had the more iconic music too.
Right, but then there was Super Mario World for Super Nintendo. That was great too.
Yeah. I beat that was the only video game that I actually beat 100%.
Yeah, that was the one where you had to like connect the dots on the map and go to the different spots on the map to finish the levels.
Yeah. And then you went to then you could go. There was a thing. It was called the Star World, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And you could get the different color Yoshis.
Oh right, yeah, that was the last world you went to.
No, actually, it was a secret world.
Was it?
Yeah, it was a secret world. You could get all the different colors. My favorite Yoshi.
Oh,
was
I remember.
Yoshi.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember now. I remember. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And you could connect. You could connect.
Each of the maps had a star portal. It was like a portal.
Yeah.
But you had to go through the star level to get there to complete it. You couldn't just go through the portal. You had to actually do a star level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man, that was and like I said, you get the different color Yoshis. Mine was the favorite. Mine was blue because no matter what you would eat, you grow wings, and it was so much easier.
Right. And then the Superman cape.
Oh yeah,
you could like jump really far. And
my favorite one is when you step on the turtle, he'll come out in his underwear.
Right.
Oh man. Hey, what's going on, Jeff Fairland? The thing about it is, all right, which one do you like, Fins? CB, which one did you like better? Call of Duty or whatchamacallit, or Halo?
I'm a Battlefield guy myself.
Battlefield?
Yeah, Battlefield 42. That was awesome. They ruined it after that one.
Yeah, Call of Duty was one of my favorites. I'm not favorites, but definitely, I think. What about the Mafia? Has anybody ever played the Mafia series? Mafia 2, Mafia 1, Mafia 2, Mafia 3. Mafia series was pretty good too. No, that was another open world. I like part 3 the best because that takes place in the 1960s, and you could just if you didn't like anybody, you could just throw them in the swamp and throw them in the water, and you see an alligator come eat them. That was one of my favorite things. Just throw the guy in the water, and then you see an alligator just come in and just take it away. That's how PlayStation is now too with the Red Dead Redemption 2. You could just
I gotta get into that game, man. I hear it's really good.
Oh yeah, Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh yeah, that's one of my. The thing I like about Red Dead Redemption 2 is the NPCs. The NPCs are a lot more advanced, and the fact that, so let's say you're playing through the story mode, right? And the thing I like about it is as you progress through the story, so is the town. So like when you start the game, there's like a building that's under construction, and by the time you get to the end of the game, the building has been constructed. Or there's a section where they're cutting down the forest, And by the time you get to the end of the game, the forest is already cut down completely, and they move on to another city. So Red Dead was definitely one of my favorite. Part 2 is definitely my shit right now. Part 2, I could play that game over and over again. The fact that you could explore things, you know.
Yeah, in the Victorian age.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. And I love the cell phones now. No, but it's what else about that too is like you could explore the animals and shit like that. What's going on, EM? I know EM is into that Call of Duty stuff, so yeah. So Red Dead 2 is definitely one of my favorites. You could ride, and the cool thing about it is the horses do different things. So depending on the horse you have, they have the horse where it's you have a war horse, you have a horse for speed, you have a horse for a workhorse. So you know, and then they have hybrids of the two.
Right.
I had a video game resurgence during COVID with the Warzone. It doesn't feel the same. No. But here's the thing too. Back in the day, man, with the Nintendo, you didn't need to do one thing about Nintendo, you didn't have to do you didn't have to do whatchamacallit, updates.
Right.
Yeah.
Other than buying a new cartridge when your game just didn't work anymore. Like, you know, you blow in it, you slam it on the ground, you do all that stuff, and it still don't work. Oh, you gotta buy a new one.
Yeah. No, one of the things I used to do is I used to get a Q-tip, right, and then
that's actually the prescribed method. Now that we know, you know how to clean circuit contacts, not like the, you know, like. Now you have to know that because of like RAM sticks and you know, graphics cards and all that.
Scott Jackson, what's going on, my man? Oh man, we got a Texas legend in the building. What's going on? What's going on, my brother? How you doing?
Fresh off
shooting
up some zombies.
What's good, bro?
What's good, y'all?
Man, Color, what's going on, man?
Oh, nada, just sitting here in the muggy ass rainy day.
That's what's up, man. Hey, Shake, I thought you had it. I thought you was gonna get some. You was gonna get it jumping today, bro. I pulled up because I'm looking for some victims in Madden. You know what I mean? You know, I'm always down to. I'm looking for you know, for new victims. So,
hey
you
man,
been playing
listen.
any of that new college version?
No, you know what, bro? Like, I'm not that big of a fan of college football. I mean, you know, I'm a fan, but I'm not a. You know, that's not a game that I bought every year.
On it. Right.
Yeah, so I'm just hoping some of what I'm seeing in the college game will be implemented in Madden because there's a lot of good there's a lot of like the graphics, the gameplay, a lot of new features.
Lewis
you know
says
that
that's Cap, by the way.
Yeah. Who is that?
Lewis,
yeah.
You
know, who?
Yeah, he's gonna have a toy drive in your city this year.
Who? Y'all hear that owl flying around? Who?
Hey, by the way, CB83 say he's gonna beat you like a government mule.
Well, that's a double who. I definitely don't know who that is. But but yeah, I'm Madden all the way. Madden all the way. That's really the only game that I have to buy every year. Like I already every year when we budget and you know our household budget, that Madden that price of that Madden game is always included in that. So but yeah,
real quick, let's get into deep detail. If you had, which one was your favorite of all time? If you had to say,
what's that?
Out of all the era, how far back do you go on Madden?
Since 97.
97?
Yeah, 98.
I remember I had the 92 Madden. I remember for the Sega Genesis, Madden 92.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I had Madden when it was Madden on the cover.
Hang on, Shake. My audio, I can barely hear y'all, bro. And I got my audio. Hang on, let me. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, we go back to 1992. Yeah, man. I remember
I got Madden from back when it had Madden on the cover.
Dude, hey, what's funny is I remember, I'll never forget Madden when a player got hurt, the ambulance would come in and run over all the players.
No, I didn't play it that far back. It really did that. That's great.
Yeah, and I'll show when we go backstage. I'll show you footage of it.
That's funny.
The YouTube. Yeah. So what happened was you have a player injured, and whoever was in the way, you hear like a doof, 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 and he'll pick up the injured player and drive off.
Mm. Yeah, I kind of missed. You said it was 92, 93?
Yeah, 92, 93. Yeah.
So from 91 to like 95, I was playing high school football. So like you kind of just tune out the rest of the world when you're when you're on a football team. It kind of consumes all of your off time.
Yeah. But yeah, man, Tyrone agrees.
I kind of got away from watching the Dolphins when I was playing football too. Like it just wasn't, you know what I mean? I was so tired every day, and you got 2 hours of practice, games on Friday nights. You know what I mean? Like it's like Dolphins weren't like all of my hobbies were put on hold while I was playing football.
That's what's up. But Ian, which one was your favorite?
Man, I mean, every year, Madden, every year the game comes out, it winds up being my favorite, bro. Like,
yeah, that's what's up.
I've never understood the level of criticism. Like year after year, like people complain, they go crazy over the game. I'm like, bro, the game is phenomenal in my opinion. Yeah. So I'm just, I love the game. Like, I love Madden. That's just my shit. I was a big 2K guy too for a while. In the early 2000s. They was hey man, if you remember them 2K, NFL 2K, bro, they was giving Madden a absolute run for their money. That's why Madden had to lock up them exclusive rights with the NFL. Because I think if they hadn't have made that move, we might be sitting here having a different conversation about, which is the best, which is the best, NFL game. So
yeah, I had mentioned that earlier. The last one was NFL Blitz. That was not Madden.
Mm-hmm.
And then the NFL gave exclusive rights to EA after that, and they never made any other NFL games.
Yeah, it was a reason for it. You know what I mean? Because look at you. Remember when EA? Well, when you're comparing EA and 2K, not only in football, but obviously 2K has NBA. And Matt and EA had NBA Live for a while. Remember when they went head to head? They were going head to head every year, and 2K wiped NBA Live off the face of the map. Like they ain't even in business no more.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was
especially when they partner with Jordan.
Yeah, so that was definitely a very good move on EA's part, locking that exclusive license up, because I think because 2K, and again, I love both games, but 2K was a phenomenal game as well in its own right. So, but I'm very happy with Madden. Like I love the game. It's realism. Obviously, the game is freaking beautiful, bro. At times, if you gaming in 4K, man, at times, bro, I'll be sitting there. I don't know. I think they juiced somehow, like with the servers and everything. I think they juice up the I don't even know what you want to call it. The graphics or the graphical quality, color. You might know, a little more about that.
They very well could, because they have like virtual GPUs now, where these companies can actually lease them, like thousands of them on in server farms that are like online GPUs. So all your stuff has to do is process it on the TV end. You know what I mean? So
right. And
there is a possibility that those things are supplementing your game console.
Yeah, because it's like sometimes when you playing the game, it looks so much more real, and there's so much more realism to the game, like graphic wise. And sometimes I'll be sitting there, bro. Like I said, if you game in 4K and you sitting there, Bro, it literally looks like you're you watching a freaking football game. And then other times it don't look as good. I mean, the game always looks phenomenal, but it just looks better at times.
Mm.
So, but yeah, man, that's my shit.
Some of the
Madden's my game.
small,
I'm still
subtle
undefeated.
movements are what make
Mhm.
it so real. Like when somebody picks their ear or something, you know what I mean? Or
Mm-hmm.
like the little stuff is what makes it so real, man.
Yeah. And like
I was walking through a Best Buy right around I want to say right around like 2015, maybe earlier. And I'm walking through this. It was right when baseball all games started to get really realistic looking for the PCs.
Mhm.
And there was a baseball game that had just came out. So Best Buy had it on one of their TVs, displaying it. And I didn't even know it came. I'm walking through the Best Buy. I look over the TV. It was in the middle of the afternoon on a Friday. And I look over and there's like a baseball game on, and there's the outfielder. He's like kind of kicking around the dirt, chewing his gum, spitting here and there, kind of like how a bored ass outfielder usually acts when you're watching a baseball game,
Mm.
And I'm like, and I realized it was the video game. I'm like, holy shit, because it was a Friday, bro. They always play afternoon games on Fridays. I'm thinking there's a whole slate of baseball going on.
Mhm.
And I'm like, it was the video game, bro. I'm like, holy shit, I can't believe this shit's gotten so good, man.
Yeah,
But real quick, I want to what's funny is I'm surprised Madden didn't pursue this. I'll never forget. This was when it was ESPN. 2K was ESPN football at one time.
Mhm.
They had where they had it where where you could play the quarterback and it's like you're seeing the vision. It's like
right.
a POV.
QB vision, right?
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm surprised that Madden hasn't done that yet.
Well, there was a
POV
couple
look.
Madden years where they did have that option.
Yeah.
Where you could have the receivers in little windows.
Yeah. Yeah, but they've done EA has done a phenomenal job. And like I'm hearing a lot of good things too about Madden 25. I can't wait till that drops. Like, I'm hearing a lot of there's been a couple big noticeable upgrades that we can expect once Madden 25 drops. But it just the game is just so just not just football, Madden, but all those games nowadays are so freaking real, bro. Like
Yeah, crazy.
Call of Duty, I'm a big Call of Duty guy too, right? And man, I'll be playing and I got a surround sound in my house, and I always jack up the volume, especially when I'm here by myself, and I'll jack the volume up. And bro, like you can literally, I'll have to like catch myself because when you're in a gunfight and you hear the bullets whizzing by, bro, like damn, like bro, it's like you're like somebody's actually shooting at you,
or
it's
somebody
crazy.
yells
Realism
behind
with these
you and you
games
turn your
nowadays.
head to look.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. So, but I'm a bit, I've been a gamer all my life for the most part, and they'll bury me with my PS whatever whenever that time comes. You know what I mean? But yeah, I've been a gamer all my life for the most part. So
you do Grand Theft Auto?
no, not too much. Not again, I'm just a Call of Duty and Madden guy. But you know what I do now? Like Spider-Man, that's a phenomenal game too.
Oh yeah, Insomnia.
Now I'm just so blown away with the graphical quality of games. I'll just sit there because my nephew is my stepson too. He's they're in the games too. So what I'll do is they'll buy the games. They like buy all those games. Spider-Man and Red Dead Redemptions and
yeah, no doubt.
So what I'll do is I'll just whenever they finish their games, I just like to put those type of games that I don't play consistently. I just like to put them in my system and just look at the graphics, right, and go through the game and look at just to see how advanced the level of visuals have gotten, bro. It's like because to me the graphics and shit that's coming out on these games, bro, like to me I'm a big graphic guy. Like a lot of people have different
hell yeah, me too.
preferences or whatnot, but I'm a big graphic guy. So those type of games I don't play consistently. I'll just, plug them in just to see what they look like. You know what I mean? But nah, I stick to Call of Duty.
Have you ever had a dream where you dreamed some of the surroundings you've been in a video game?
What's that color?
Have you ever had a dream where like the surroundings in your dream are literally like the game surroundings you've been in?
No. Um, but so what systems do y'all normally game on over the years?
Me, I've gamed them all. I pretty much had the only thing I never had was a Sega Saturn and a Neo Geo.
So what Sega Saturn what?
And a Neo Geo. I had pretty much all. I had TurboGrafx. I had a Nintendo. I had a Super Nintendo. I had a Sega Genesis. I had a Dreamcast. I had a PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I had an Xbox. I take that back. I never had an Xbox 360 or the new Xbox One. But I did have the regular Xbox only because there was a game called Shenmue. And the only way to play Shenmue 2 was to get an Xbox, and that was the only reason I fucking got that system.
Yeah, I started with 2600, moved on to Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, but also playing Sega Genesis, alternating back and forth. Then I got to like PlayStation 2, and then at that point, the PC version of Madden had finally caught up to the consoles and started using the 3D engine. And so at that point, I switched and I abandoned consoles altogether and started PC gaming. And I got into Battlefield 1942 as well as playing Madden. But now I haven't gamed in years. I bought an Xbox just to have it because it's a glorified Roku. You know what I mean? At the very least, and I needed kind of, to make one of my TVs smart. So I just got one of those, but I played a little bit of Madden 19, but then I got all hand and wrist arthritis and I can't even play. So I just don't really game much anymore, but enjoy hearing about it and like hearing about all the new advancements with Madden and all that. So I'm still following like what everybody's talking about.
Yeah, man. I've had for a while there, I used to get both systems, Xbox and PlayStation. But primarily I've been a PlayStation guy my whole life. Like I've had every system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I plan on getting that Pro when it drops later this year, and then ultimately the 6. But
right. Real
yeah,
quick
I've been
on that note, as far as PS2, playing Madden on the PC, I've always used the PC version of the PlayStation 2's controller design. So if I were to have to play Madden on a console, there would be no learning curve if I played it on a PlayStation. You know what I mean? Because that's the same controller that I've been using on the PC.
Yeah, I had both systems up until the 360 and PS3 era generation. But after the 360, I said, nah, I can't justify having it because I wouldn't, I stopped playing, like Gears and a few other games on that Xbox, and I just couldn't justify in my mind. That's you buying both systems, that's over $1,000 worth of equipment, and you using one and another one just sitting on your entertainment center just collecting dust.
That's kind of another reason I got in the PC world, EM, is I knew I started liking building PCs too, so that helped. But it's like you build a good gaming PC that lasts a few years, or not, if not longer, and the world just opens up to you with gaming because so many things are available at that time on PC. Now it's kind of everything's becoming bridged. So there's really no reason, if you've got an Xbox or a PS2, there's really no reason to kind of game on PC if you're not used to that.
Right.
You all got the whole online thing opened up to you. And there's games where you as a console player can actually play on the same server as a PC. Depending on the game. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, I play like Madden and Call of Duty. It's open servers like you.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it's it's cross gen. Like
I didn't realize Madden was. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you because you'll see like when you're in a game and you like Call of Duty, for example, when you're in the lobby before the game starts, they have you'll see the PlayStation sign, and then you'll see the
Right.
Xbox, and then you'll see PC. Like they have designated sign. What do you call those? What's the word I'm looking for? Like anyway, they have a sign next to each name to let you know whether or not you're on PC. You're gaming against a PC guy or a PlayStation
So
guy
you
or
can
an
actually
Xbox guy.
choose servers where there's no PC guys on it, or
Well,
are they all
you
universal?
can go in. There's a feature in your settings, Call of Duty as well as Madden, where you can, because it'll give you the option of cross-gen play. You can just take that off, and you can just
Right.
stay. You
That's
can just
exactly what I was asking. Yep.
yeah. So, but that I think it's cool, bro. Like they should have implemented that sooner. You know what I mean? Because I mean,
Well, that was a software limitation. They had to, these nerds had to write the code to do it.
right,
It took a long
exactly,
time.
exactly. And again, it's just people logging into servers and just like just like the internet. The internet is pretty much open. You know what I mean? Same concept for them. I know it's not an apples to apples conversation, but the general, it's pretty much the same concept, bro. So
It's kind of the same concept as that we're streaming through StreamYard right now, but it's able to stream to, Twitter,
exactly,
YouTube, and,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know why I get the competition between the companies. You know what I mean? PlayStation and Microsoft or whatnot, PC, Steam or whatever. But that should have been implemented sooner, bro. Like once the internet really started to boom and really take off, like in the early 2000s. Yeah,
Well, that's
I
the
never
other
thought that
thing
should
is
have been
that,
an issue.
Microsoft started putting like a VM, a virtual machine version of Xbox in Windows now too. So it made it a little easier for them to do the cross thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like
if I fire up the Xbox app basically on my Windows machine, it's like a virtualized Xbox pretty much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
What about controller adapters too? They used to have controller adapters. I think they have where you could if you like the PlayStation, you could use there's an adapter where you could plug the PlayStation controller to the Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the.
There's also now you can plug any Xbox controller USB or wireless onto a Windows PC as well.
Yeah, PlayStation as well. Yeah, the DualSense. The PlayStation controller as well. You can do that.
Yep.
So,
yeah. I think the only difference between the PlayStation is the dual log is here and the Xbox one is here and one is down there.
Mm-hmm. So, what are y'all thoughts on me personally? I've had conversations with people online about this whole. Obviously you got the Xbox side, PlayStation side, and it's all if y'all follow that on social media platforms, there's been a lot of back and forth over the years. So Xbox seems to be their momentum and their place in the community seems to be shrinking, right?
Yeah.
And it's due to a lack of sales and there just doesn't see the interest in the platform. The interest in the platform is definitely not what it was in the mid 2000s, and so Xbox seems the momentum and their place in the community seems to be slowing down and kind of shrinking, bro. So is there any level of concern from y'all moving forward that Nintendo and Sony might be the only players in the game moving forward? Because after we get outside of this generation and move to the next Xbox or potentially the PS6 potentially. I mean, Microsoft, man, like I saw a article where their sales just to this point this year, their sales are down like 37% on top of how their sales have been diminishing last year.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. You look at their strategy in terms of like with their Game Pass, they're trying to put like their games on other platforms or whatnot. I think they see the writing on the wall. And I think ultimately they're going to get out of the hardware business and they're just going to be primarily a software company, which is what is what their MO is in the beginning anyway, right?
Yeah, well, that's what Sega did. That's what Sega did. Right.
So in terms of the gaming arena, I think, and again, it's not any fanboy position that I'm taking right now, but you just look at the numbers, bro. Like Sony is just like wiping them off the map You know what I mean? So, is there any level of concern from y'all, like moving forward?
Not really, because I'm a Sony guy. So, and the thing about it is too, I think like the Spider-Man, I think they now it's Xbox, but before a long time, the one thing that Sony does, in my opinion, personally, like I said, my opinion, they had the God of War series, they had Uncharted, they had some good exclusive games that was just for the PlayStation. Where Xbox, they only had like what, Halo? I think it was the only exclusive game you could get on Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think Sony has better exclusive games in my opinion.
Oh yeah, they're
like the other one that kept Microsoft afloat is the Flight Simulator 2, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you, Shake. Like when you're comparing exclusive games, Sony is just in a world. They're in a class of their own, and also games that are multi-platform. Like in the Xbox, their whole like at the start of this generation, right? They started this generation based off, okay, we have the most powerful machine, right? This is the best place to play your games, right? Multi-platformed. But as we've seen, since 2020, with Sony supposed to be the inferior console, the games actually run better on their system as opposed to the Xbox. And again, this is not a fanboy perspective, but this is just a reality of the situation. And that right there is another nail in the coffin of Microsoft, because you're proclaiming to have the world's most quote unquote powerful console. The game should run better, should run smoother, right? But that hadn't been the case. So Microsoft, man, listen, I think ultimately they'll be, and it's unfortunate because I'm all about competition, bro. Like,
no doubt.
And it just look at, not just this generation, but the previous generation. Sony just destroyed, wiped them off the face of off the earth last generation. And now they're like, bro, it's like they're outselling them like 3-4 consoles to one. And the lack of content on their console, bro, like games, people purchase these consoles to play games, right? So if you don't have any games, why should I make a $600 investment in your product? So,
but you know what's crazy though, EM? How'd you bring that up? I have the PS5 for a while, and all I've been doing is playing PlayStation 4 games.
Damn. Real quick. Let me hop in this goddamn chat real quick, Shake. You know me. We all know me and AB, our history, right? But look at that. Look at this comment. Analysts are saying that this past quarter, they believe that PS5 outshipped Xbox Series X and S close to 5-1. That is insane, bro. Crazy. So, but I tell you, man, like, my wife won their Christmas party this past year. That she won a Xbox Series X, right? At a Christmas party, they had like a raffle. They had like other prizes too or whatnot, but she just happened to win that one. So when she brought it home, she's like, I was like, what the fuck is that? And she was like, oh, she won it at the Christmas party or whatever. So. She was like, you don't want it? I was like, hell, for what? What, to hang my hats? Good. That's a good, to hang my, just as an
Xbox console. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it was a Series X.
A paperweight. Hey, it could be a paperweight.
Yeah. Something, right?
Because I got a Fire Stick and a TiVo stick. Like, I haven't even turned on my Xbox in probably 3 years. Like, I literally haven't even powered it on.
Yeah. So what happened was that I thought about selling it or just giving it to some, one of the neighborhood kids, but we found this kid that he didn't have a gaming system, and he wanted a PS5, but I was like, hey bro, I don't know what to tell you. So maybe you could take this Xbox and trade it in or something, or and then you get you trade it in towards a PlayStation. But we just
Xbox One X that's in mint condition at like GameStop or something.
Yeah, so I don't know what we just gave it. Like I said, he didn't have a system, so I just gave it to him or whatnot, and so I don't know ultimately what he did with it, but
I might do that.
But I definitely had no need for it in my household, bro.
I might donate it mine too, man. It ain't doing nothing, bro. I'm sure there's some little kid that'd love to have it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's y'all. I use mine daily.
Which one?
I have both, so it depends on what I'm playing.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm on COD, it's the PlayStation, the P5. If I'm on Madden, it's probably the Xbox. Because I don't keep the same games on both systems. Like NCAA's on the P5. So it all depends. Yeah, I got the Xbox at the time because of the shortage of P5s and how expensive they were. So I just went one day to Walmart. I was like, just casually scrolling through there. I was like, hey, there's an Xbox. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it. That's what I did, and it wasn't bad. I mean, like the system runs nice. It's just, you know, they're both the same systems. Unless you have a PC build, it's essentially almost the same thing. It's just certain things that are different, or one might be better at in one avenue, but the other one is obviously more capable in another. But I mean, obviously the best way if you're gaming is PC. To build your PC. So
That's cap. That's big cap. God damn it.
why is that big cat? They gotta. Hey, they're already talking about coming out with a new
PS5 all day. God
PlayStation.
damn it.
Nah, I mean it depends
EM,
on
I
what you're
built my
playing.
gaming PC like 10 years ago now, and I can still play every game on the shelf.
That's what I was gonna say, man. Like when you buy a console system, you're good for about 5 to 6 years. But if you build a PC, a good PC, you're at like 10. You can even push it a little bit longer than that, depending on if you upgrade your graphics
In my
card.
case, Big Philly, I admit I did get an RTX card. Like I did switch out the GeForce I had for an RTX card, so that was the one little bit of extra money that I spent on it keeping it going. That was $500.
And it's right. You know what I'm saying? So it all varies, and depending on what you buy at the time that you build your PC, right? If you're spending top dollar type stuff, I mean, that's going to get stretched out even longer than that 10-year window. So it depends on where you're at, how you are with gaming, right? Because not everybody's into gaming like that, like how some of us are. I enjoy gaming. That's my thing. Everybody goes out. I'm chilling at home. I'm a home person. I'm a homebody. So I be chilling with my boys, playing COD or Madden, doing Madden tournaments or NBA. I play a little 2K, but mainly COD and Madden for me. So everybody has their niche. It depends on what you're willing, what you want to do, and what you're willing to spend on it. If that makes sense.
Right. I tell you
So,
what, though, EM, Microsoft's problems aren't just exclusive to the Xbox, man. I know it's not going to change everybody. They're not going to ever lose their market share with Windows. I'm not one of those people that thinks Linux is gonna take over finally. But for guys like me that do know how to use a Linux system, I do not plan on upgrading past Windows 10. I am not going to get into this game with Microsoft where they force me to upgrade hardware because of whatever. And they're doing that to people, and there's a large swath of people that are perfectly fine firing up a Linux box and running Chrome off of that because it's the same internet browser. I mean, it's not like, Linux is actually a viable option for most end users nowadays, bro. And Microsoft is starting to lose. Again, they'll never lose the whole market share. They're too
Right.
big for that. But I'm not going to be using them after this. Whenever this Windows 10 they drop support for it, bro. I'm done. I'm installing a Linux distro and never looking back.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Mm.
I memean, I already have every one of my other systems that I do other little work on, that are running Linux, and like that's what we're all using it. That's
Hey, Big Philly, you got
ultimately
some
what
horrible
Android
feedback.
is built off of.
You got horrible feedback, Big Philly. There you go.
Android is
Yeah,
not
that
a
shit was terrible.
distro, but it used to, like it was built off of that, like open
Mm.
source.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. But yeah, it's definitely troubling times, at least in the gaming world for Microsoft.
And then that big server debacle they had yesterday.
Yeah, bro, like I don't know, man. So they definitely need to. They definitely need to change their business model if they want to stay relevant, at least in the gaming world. Because Sony is not playing. Sony been on a mission ever since that 360 PS3 era when Microsoft started really to gain steam on Sony, and gain ground on Sony. And really, a lot of people felt like that 360 actually won that generation. And once that PS4 dropped, boy, Sony, they kind of shift gears a little bit, and they have been on a mission ever since. And I think their ultimate goal is to wipe Microsoft, get Microsoft up out of the the gaming industry. And they've been doing a very good job as of late. Microsoft, bro. To me, in my opinion, they're on a lifeline right now, bro. So, but I'm here for it. But I'm a PlayStation guy, man. But that I just from their hardware to obviously their exclusives, and it's just a better feel for me. Their ecosystem, I love their everything about PlayStation, bro. It's just always been my my choice of system to game on, and I don't see that changing anytime soon.
Now, there's one
Ryan
thing.
AP, no, there's nope. Unless you want to pay, unless you're getting a Linux distro that's like has support from a support group or something. Nope, it's all open source.
Hey, there's one thing that I wish PlayStation would do. I remember I don't know, like I said, I only had the first Xbox, so I can't tell you about the other Xboxes. But when I had the first Xbox, the one thing I did like about the Xbox versus the PlayStation, like for instance, if you're playing Grand Theft Auto or you're playing Madden or a fighting game, you can import your music. So you can import you can put download a library of music to the Xbox, or if you're playing boxing or a fighting game, you can listen to your music library with you have the what I'm saying?
Give me 1 second, Shake. I'll be right back.
So that's one thing that I did like about the Xbox, that you could
Both systems do that now naturally.
Which one? You can download music on the PS5?
Yeah, you could play your own music on the P5. It even links to Pandora if you want to, and so does the Xbox. Xbox has Spotify.
Yeah, I know that. Where can you download the music? Is there a specific place to go to?
If I'm not mistaken, they have its own music app. I think it's Pandora, if I'm not mistaken. I have to double check when I get home.
But you can't download your own music?
No, but you can get your playlist through. You can get your Pandora if you have Pandora or Spotify. Okay. I think Spotify's on the Xbox.
Okay, that's
I'm driving through an area with no.
You want to throw the link in the chat? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna hit the studio and pin it for you. I forgot we didn't pin the link earlier.
We got about 30 minutes anyway. 2:30. At 2:30, I'm gonna drop the link too. At 2:30, I'm gonna be over at the Real Fins Talk Network, and we're gonna be hanging out with Steve Malloy. You come too, Colin?
Yeah, I was planning on coming. He already sent me the link on X. So
okay, that's
be good to pop in.
I'll send the link to. There's the link. Oh yeah, man. This is like I said, this is a good thing about the off season. We get to hang out and talk about different things, But next week at the training camp, it's going to be Dolphin centric. After this week, you know what I mean? What's good, Tony?
I do agree. It's going to be Dolphin centric. I think once training camp starts up.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm putting an end to in the blender this week. Because preseason hits.
That's it. You're gonna rip it. You're gonna rip the Band-Aid off like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some special guests, like maybe once a month. But I do another show. It's called Happy Hour on Larry K. And then once the Super Bowl hits, I'll start season 3 again.
That's smart though. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Because to be doing this shit year round, bro, it's a lot.
Yeah.
That's why I kind of took a break too. So I'm gonna start my shit up probably during preseason. Trying to get a couple of different people on the show and shit too. So little by little.
However, I'm in talks with I don't know everybody who should know who she is. It's Lisa who fights cancer.
Oh, that right? That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I'm getting if I could get her in the blender, she's gonna be like an exception. I would do, I would put her. I'm gonna do bonus episodes. So if I could get somebody that's really, what I'm saying,
right, like a one-off.
Yeah,
I'll do it. Special episode. Right.
I'll strike by the fire iron's hot, man. Because I could have did Solo D last year, and I blew that chance.
I noticed you have in the morning coming up this week with Pan coming in it. What, 7 a.m.
Well, my bad. It's supposed to be 7 p.m. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
because it said in the morning. That's why, like, the title was in the morning. So that's why I thought it was all right. It was correct.
Yes, I got Pam. I got Crypto Monday. I got Pam Tuesday. I got Larry K Thursday, and I got El Capitan tonight.
That dude got some
How'd you get El Capitan on a Saturday night, bro? Like, he got no life or something?
Well, that's the only way he said that's the only time he had available. So
that's it for him now. He's coming to the blender basically as his night out on the town.
Yeah.
Right on.
I'm just confirming.
I'm testing to see if he's listening right now.
Yeah, I agree. Lisa for fan of the year.
Tony, I don't have any clue who you're talking about, but I think I have seen that guy on the internet today.
Shout out to I got 67 on Twitter and 14 on YouTube. Appreciate y'all for watching, man. Yeah, football shows, but not for gamers. Hell no.
Well, I mean, we can talk football by proxy through Madden if you all want.
We can do it like what you talking about, like Sharif?
Yeah. Has anybody? No, more like has anybody on their version of Madden? Has anybody re-signed Tua? And in which case, what kind of money did you pay him?
He wouldn't accept my offer, so he walked. Actually,
really?
Damn. Yeah, he really did.
What a
actually,
dick.
What a fucking! I was fucking pissed. I think some bullshit. But
what a video game dick.
The fucking video game, he was a dick. But I was able to. I actually had to end up trading away Tyreek when that happened, and I fucking I had to get an upper first round pick to draft a quarterback, and I forgot who I drafted. I might have drafted Sanders. I might have gotten the top 3 and drafted
Jason Sanders at quarterback.
No, not Sanders. Yeah, no. The quarterback from Colorado. What's his face?
Shadir.
Shadir Sanders. So I ended up drafting him because when you upload the 2025 NCAA, he's still like the top ranked quarterback. So,
I haven't played in years, Steve. EM might take you up on a challenge. He's always ready to play anybody that challenges him. I'm going to show you the games I've been playing. The game I've been playing lately.
Iceman retired my ass.
This is it for me. This is the best I can do these days.
God. Oh my God.
It lets me use my mouse.
God damn.
That should have put me to sleep. That Atari shit.
Yeah, that's what I've been playing lately.
Now I'm on that NCAA right now.
Heavy breakout.
That college football 25. Yes, sir.
Or Arkanoid if you're in the arcade.
When is that coming out anyway? Is it out already? Madden 25?
No, Madden 25 comes out next month. They give you a month to get your your college football 25 seniors to get ready to import into the new Madden. They're bringing that back, which I really like.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's awesome, where you can import your Road to Glory players to Madden. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Um, Hopefully, it'll bring back something in Madden because for us frequent gamers, Madden is just the same fucking concept every year. It's just an updated roster and new stadium. So I know there was rumors that if they didn't improve the game itself and the functionality of the game, that the NFL might revoke the EA's exclusive tag there for Madden, and they might open it back up, which might bring back 2K for those of you guys who remember when NFL had 2K, which was pretty cool. So we'll see if they do that for you gamers, though, a little older, for you older style gamers that like to play, want to see 2K come back.
Damn. Oh yeah. Cause yeah, man. Cause that's the good thing about whatchamacallit. You could build your quarterback. Like say you build your quarterback, your player as a quarterback, and then if you do, are you gonna play all 4 years, or are you gonna opt out early for the?
I don't know. I just got to the U. I transferred there, so at least the player I built, the quarterback I built, unlike Andy.
Yeah,
And
yeah. It's better to start off at a small school than build yourself up and then
yeah, like I
transfer
started
to.
at Northwestern, took them to the NCAA championship. I lost in that championship, unfortunately, and I'm not the type that quits the game and then restarts it.
Mm-hmm.
So I played it through and I lost, and I hit the transfer portal, went to the U, and I'm starting there now because obviously my award is gone. And I'm like halfway through the season right now, undefeated. I think I'm getting ready to play FSU right now. So when I get home a little later today, I'll probably play that game and keep it moving. So I'm already in my sophomore year, and then halfway through that, and I'll probably get the rest of that season completed, and then go into my junior year, and then I can either declare after my junior year or play my senior. So that part I don't know yet. It depends on when I finish and when I finish the seasons and how long before Madden comes out.
According to my man of the hour, you have to do all 4 years in
You have
order
to
to
do all four
import.
to import. Okay. Well, now I know. So I probably have to do all 4 years to import, and then I'll import after the fourth year. So I might create that, and then depending on how far along we are before the new Madden drops, I'll probably do a running back and do the same thing. Just for
Is
fun.
there anybody in the Madden community that plays and challenges other players just playing in coaching
Um.
mode?
So.
Like are there and second question would be, is there anybody that does that's a good enough play caller to actually beat real players?
Well, coach. What do you mean by coaching mode?
So like you used to be able to like just do nothing but call the plays in Madden if you
I
wanted
don't.
to.
I don't think. I mean, you could do that, but I don't know anybody that does that. They're usually controlling the user.
Or anybody that's a good enough
But
play caller to have actually won doing it.
I doubt it.
Because you'd have to be like a really brilliant play caller because you're relying on the algorithm to play for
Yeah,
you. You know what I
no,
mean?
I don't think you're able to do it that way.
Hey, what's up, homie?
Not for online gaming, right?
Yeah, I
At
don't
least
think
we're
so.
not on. At least not
No,
for online.
online you're usually controlling the user, and it's
I kind of missed
I
the
mean, I know I
question.
played Iceman a couple different times, and he's whooped
Man
my
of the hour.
ass.
I was asking if in Madden for an
Mhm.
online game, are you allowed to play as just the coach, like just calling the plays?
Yes,
Oh, does anybody win that
they
way?
they well, wait, it's not really just calling. No, it's not really calling the play. They have where you. It's not. No, not really. No, to be honest with that
That's what
So
I'm
question.
if
saying.
you don't
Not
make
that
any
I'm aware of.
movements, the computer doesn't take over your player?
No, you gotta. You could call the play, but you have to also just snap the
Right,
ball. But
right.
then they have the where it simulates it, but you're watching the screen, and you got like these red, yellow bars or whatever is letting you. Each bar means something. Like I think if it's blue, it means they passed the ball. If it's red, they ran the ball. Or if it's a certain color, you lost yards and stuff like that. But it don't really like you're not really like calling the play and then watching
letting the
game
computer play out.
And you know what's funny is as funny as like for instance like it depends what mode you're on. So if you're on rookie, the computer takes you have more assists from the computer, but once if you put it on all Madden, it's all you, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's all you. No, I think you're thinking more of like head coach.
Well, yeah, head coach, but some of the older Maddens, you could do that in single player mode where you're in season mode where you just call the plays and the computer NPCs the play out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was the old. Madden takes a lot of things out of the game, and
dude, I remember you used to be able to design your playbook in Madden.
Yeah, well, you can in college.
They took that away. Yeah, they took that away too. It sucks.
But you don't really design your playbook, but you can customize your playbook by getting plays from all the playbooks.
Right.
And just name it whatever you want to name it, and you just use those plays. But they don't have the feature where you can create the plays yourself anymore.
Yeah, but I prefer to do that. I want to go into play design.
What messed up the game was Ultimate Team, because that's where it's at right now in Madden. So that's where the focus is on, and
that's where you buy. That's where they're getting all the additional income from.
Right. That's why when you said earlier about it's the same thing every year, it's just the updated roster and new stadiums and whatever, which is true. It's just a couple of different animations and stuff like that. But other than that, it's the same thing every year, and it's just all about Ultimate Team.
Yeah, like this year, I think what they added, the animation they added was that the follow through driving through the tackle, or like they'll like that diving spear tackle kind of.
Yeah.
Is what they added is the main feature, and you can see it in NCAA. It's the same. Like when I'm looking at NCAA, it's literally Madden.
Yeah, it's because it's made by the same company. It's made by
exactly, but the difference is
the same thing.
In this game, the mechanics, like the slant mechanics, they don't work as good as it does in Madden, because in Madden they run through their route cleaner. When you're like you'll see when you're running the slants package, but with in NCAA it's not as clean, and in NCAA ball placement is a little bit better, depending on how you have it set up on your settings.
Yeah, on the passing settings.
Compared to Madden, like you can that back shoulder is crazy when you throw that back shoulder in college football, compared to in the Madden, where it's 9 times out of 10 it's getting picked off. So like there's certain areas, there's certain things that like I see different, but at the same time, like for the most part, the mechanics are the same. So it's again like it's the same fucking game. $80 you spend. Yeah, your Ultimate Team. I don't really play Ultimate Team like that. So I don't use it for Ultimate Team. So that's why I don't really care for it. Like I would prefer for them to bring back where you can design plays. I remember you can even design stadiums at one point.
Yep.
You can't even do that anymore. So it's like they took so much out of the game.
Yeah,
that I wish they would put back.
I remember when
we used to sit up here and create our own teams.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, dude. You create the uniforms and everything.
Yeah.
Now it's all pre-populated.
Yeah, that's one thing about Joe hated about me before we used to play. I used to have to fucking I would edit every detail. Like, God damn, would you just,
bro? This man would sit here for hours and hasn't played a game yet. It's still like preseason, and he's still doing stadium. He's getting the players. He's doing all
food prices
stuff.
too, man. I gotta get the food prices right.
The hot dogs and the soda prices and all that. I'm like, God damn, this man is actually being Wayne Heisinger and shit right now.
Oh yeah, gotta get the uniforms ready.
That's something my boys used to hate about me when we play like the online season. So there was like 8 of us, so we would have it's usually 1 per division. And one thing they would hate is I would go into the game, and the first thing I do is I start signing all the free agents, and then I'll turn around and trade all the free agents I signed for draft capital. And they would hate that shit. So they would turn off free agency, or they would make it where we all have to be on at the same time for me, because I'd be
Yeah,
signing everybody and trading everybody away for draft capital.
me and my boys, we sit up here every year on Madden, and we online playing our little franchises, and like we had to start making rules, man, because it's like, bruh, man. I mean, one dude had like 5 first round picks. Like, man, come on, man. You're not gonna sit up here and take all the good people. Like, give other people a chance. And so we had
Yeah,
to
you
be
see,
like,
that's me, bro. I have like five. I have like 3 or 4 first round picks.
yeah.
I'd be
We'll be
loaded
like,
with first round picks.
no, 2 picks around, damn it. 2 picks. That's it. That's the most you're gonna have.
I
Because
would like
he'll
to do
sit
that
there, and then
again, man.
and then waiting for him to because they make it so difficult to make some of these trades. So it's like now we sitting here just waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm like, bro, everybody's ready but you.
Yeah, it's annoying.
That's what we doing right now in college. It's about 6 of us right now in this thing. They still trying to get their junk together. I'm just chilling right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get into that dynasty too. When I'm done with this first round, when this first road to glory, I'm gonna do dynasty next and try that
Yeah.
out. And it's funny because like for you Canes fans, I was talking to Chance Robinson yesterday. He's the wide receiver that committed to the Canes. He's there now, getting ready for the season. But I was like, "Yo, where you at? Because I don't see you in the game yet, bro." I'm like, "Yo, where you at, dog?" He started laughing. He goes, "Bro, next year, next year." I said, "Oh, okay." I said, "But what if you play?" I said, "They'll probably update the roster." So, but those
Yeah,
NIL deals are insane.
if he plays in this season,
He'll get
they'll
added
they'll
probably when
update
they
it.
update.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
always update. I think the updates usually happen on a Wednesday or Thursday
I
if
know
they're
his
gonna do
number.
it.
I gotta get his jersey. I'm gonna buy it. I told him I'm gonna buy his jersey. He's one of my clients, so I'm gonna buy one of his jerseys. I told him already. I'll probably go to the FSU game too. So, but he's my boy. He's a funny dude. So of course, the bank. For those of you guys who know, I'm in banking, and I'm like, hey man, well, if you guys need any help with your banking, I'm the money guy. You let me know. Shoot my fucking shot.
Hell yeah.
He's a cool kid though. He's a good kid. I think he's gonna be successful as a Kane. So we'll see how he does.
Oh. Mm.
By the way, let me ask you this then: what's the most noticeable improvement that you see on the college versus as far as gameplay that you would man last year?
The speed, the game speed is faster than what Madden does.
And let me ask you this: was it? I remember back in the day, the last few colleges, depending on the stadium, will kind of hinder your play calling on offense. Is that same?
Oh yeah, that's still there.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah.
Oh
If
yeah,
you're playing in one of those stadiums that has like one of the hardest places to play, like if you're in Death Valley or something like that, the crowd noise like fucks you up.
you can't
Your
your play
receivers
art.
don't catch. Like it's crazy.
The play art is squiggly lines all over the
Yeah,
place.
like your quarterback gets confused when you're calling audibles,
Yeah,
or like if you got to go to quick offense, to like 2 minute offense, and you're rushing to the line, and you call a play, he'll call a different play. So you kind of got to be careful because you might call like a play action, and he ends up running the ball. So shit like that, like, you got to be careful with. It'll mess you up. Especially you got to silence. You got to score early to silence the crowd. That's the way you kind of combat it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Now
Yeah,
in Madden, they kind of have something similar to that, but it's not. It doesn't matter where you're playing at.
it's not momentum bar.
I
Yeah,
hate that. I hate it. I
yeah, that momentum
absolutely
bar.
hate that momentum thing because it's like they lower your attributes. They have certain times where it'll say like your attributes have been decreased, and I'm like, bruh, how? So you mean to tell
because
me in reality, you mean to tell me if a team is got, you get scored on first, like if you run a 97, all of a sudden I gotta run a 87 all of a sudden just because you got the momentum bar going? Like that's stupid to me. It should be more how college is, instead of just lowering your attributes and making you feel slower and more just like you feel like you trash all of a sudden.
yeah, no, I do agree. So on some cases, when I'm benefiting it, I love it.
Mhm.
Oh,
When
of
I'm
course,
not
but when
benefiting,
you're but of course, but when you're not benefiting from it, it's
yeah, it
like I
sucks.
kind of don't like it even when I am benefiting for it, because now the game just seems too easy.
I mean, don't get me
If
wrong.
you're
There is such thing as momentum, bro. Right. So when you think about real life, right, actual gameplay, momentum does matter in football games, and
true, but what
you
I'm
build
saying is,
momentum. So I mean,
but my point is, you should not be if you like you're telling me that because you're getting your ass kicked in the game and you running a route, you're not running the route to full speed. That's what I'm
I
saying.
don't think it's the full speed. I think it's more of like there's certain attributes that get turned off, but speed is not one of them.
Bruh,
You know, but like
I've had where it told me my receiver speed had been decreased,
oh, I don't know. I haven't
and I'm
seen that
sitting
yet.
there like,
Or
what?
maybe I haven't. I haven't noticed.
I'm like, why all of a sudden, like, why am I running slower? I should not be running slower.
I mean, I don't know. Tyreek, even when he's slow, he's still fast. So
That's true.
We what Tyreek is, when he's slow, he's regular. He's like everybody else now in the game. So
yeah, exactly. But normally, like yo, I hit
he,
him on that fly route. He flying. Especially if I get that man to man coverage, or if I get it's
oh
usually
man,
cover three.
if he gets matched up with that safety, oh,
Oh
forget about it.
no, it's not even the safety. Even if it's cover three, where that
Oh,
corner's dropping back deep, I just wait
mm-hmm.
for him to turn his hips. When he turns his hip, I just lob it,
Mm-hmm.
and the Tyree gets in front. That's it. Boy, that fly route is fucking nasty, boy. The thing is, you got to get it out early. If you get it out late, Tua, it's funny because if Pete's listening, he's gonna laugh, but Tua's arm ain't gonna get it there. But that's
Yeah.
at least not in the game, bro. If you get it out early, though, it's on the money every time. If you get it out early, you get it out in front of him, it's a wrap.
Yeah, they make it like almost real, like where it's timing.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
about timing.
It's all timing exactly. Because if you wait till like right after that corner turns his hips, that's it. Like it's gonna be too late, and he's gonna catch up. If
Mm-hmm.
you get it right when he's turning his hips, you're gonna
Mm-hmm.
get him. You're gonna get him not looking. If you throw it to the corner, to the sideline, oh dude, it's gonna be nasty.
Yeah.
So you have fun with it, but you gotta
Yeah,
have a
man.
little fun. But I was reading some of these comments that are making me laugh. What's
What's
going
that?
on, Nene? I saw you said hi to me earlier. By the way, I see Jess down there, Tony.
I
So
can't
I
see
see a couple of you
comments.
guys
How
down
do you
there.
see comments with the stream yard on?
You just go to
Well, it
comments.
depends. Yeah, it depends. Are you doing it on your? It's easier if you're doing it on a computer, but yeah, if you phone, yeah, you do comments. The only thing is you can't see the whoever when you.
Okay, so so I'm gonna use a different device to see the comments too.
Oh man, Tua
Yeah,
definitely.
Tyrone over here making me laugh. That boy said, "LOL, what happened, Big Philly?" Tua Hawk Tua, what Tua Hawk Tua on your contract offer? Yeah, basically, he hawked Tua and left. I put that on my Twitter. I was actually debating buying that jersey. I was gonna get a custom Hawk Tua jersey, 69.
Damn.
That'd have been pretty funny.
Yeah. Actually, if I do get a gag Dolphins jersey, it's going to be a 33 Al Bundy.
33 Al Bundy.
Mm-hmm.
Still living the high school dream, huh?
Yeah. Or maybe an Uncle Rico shirt. I just don't know what jersey he would be. Uncle Rico.
It's one of the. It's funny because now we're talking about high school. I'm thinking about this now. Now I'm kind of tempted on creating like if you could create a Road to Glory athlete from a football movie, who would you create? So if you create a Road to Glory college football player, right? But from a movie. So that's like, let's say if you want to do Friday Night Lights, if you want to do Varsity Blues,
Man, I'm
you can do like.
I'm making the linebacker from the program, the one that was on steroids.
Oh yeah. You know what I'm doing? I'm doing Forrest Gump.
What about Bobby Boucher?
Bobby Boucher.
Bobby Boucher
nobody want to
Shane
make
Falco.
Rudy. Nobody want to make Rudy.
Nah, I ain't making Rudy. Shane Falco. You can do Shane Falco from the Replacements. We could do.
How come I can't be quarterback?
What's his face? What's Buddy from Friday Night Lights, the TV show? Damn, the running back.
Oh man.
The fullback. The white boy.
Yeah.
Damn, what's his name, bro? Fuck. What was his name? I don't remember his name.
That the dude that stole that took his homeboy's girl?
No, that was Lucas, man, with Charlie Sheen and
was it Lattimore? Lattimore?
No, bro. They're talking about Friday Night Lights.
Lattimore was from the program.
Yeah,
he was the linebacker in the program.
Yeah, that's who I'm making.
Right.
But
Lucas was the guy that had his girlfriend stolen from
when he
Charlie
got paralyzed,
Sheen.
right?
Well, I don't know if he got paralyzed, but he got injured and he was in the hospital for the big game.
No, I think you're talking about.
I agree, Ryan. I agree.
No, I think you're talking about. Are you talking about Varsity Blues?
No, it's Lucas.
No, Friday Night Lights.
The movie's called Lucas.
No, I'm talking about Friday Night Lights, the TV show.
Yeah, the Friday Night Lights.
It's not. He did, yeah. So the quarterback got paralyzed, and the girlfriend did leave him for the running back, the fullback, the white boy with the long hair. I just don't remember his name.
Yeah, that's who you talk about. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, him.
That he went to. Where did he go? San Jose was the school he went to play fullback. But yeah, like who? So I don't know if anybody dropped in the chat, but drop in the chat. Who would you? If you had an option to pick a player, who would you pick to create? Pyramid from the Panthers. I like that.
You don't want the guy from First.
Hey,
the guy from what was it?
Yo, this dude says Shake Money would be Brucey from
Touchback. Touchback. You ever seen Touchback?
No.
With the guy, he goes back and he gets stuck back in time to go back and choose whether to go to this major college or whether to stay with his hometown girl and make a family.
Hey, by the way, Michael K will be
I gotta go see that one.
It's a good one. It's called Touchback.
Okay.
Michael K will be the Tracy Morgan character.
Yeah, that's a good one. He would be the cheerleader. You're saying?
Yeah.
Another good one. Another good one. I would think that would to play would be Willie Beeman. Willie Beeman from Any Given Sunday. That'd be another fun one. That'd be another fun character to create.
What about the Rock's character? And the what you call it, the Rex? Remember the two? What was the when he found out he had a stepdaughter or something like that? He was a football player.
It's called The Game Plan, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that too. Strathmore, I think his name was.
What about the another one? Was The Last Boy Scout? Remember The Last Boy Scout?
No, that I don't know.
Is that a football movie? I mean,
yeah.
I guess. Hey,
no.
Well, I'm gonna make a case for it real quick.
Yeah, well, it started off as football, and till the guy put out a gun and started shooting.
Check it out, Shake. Check it out, Shake. Last Boy Scout is a Bruce Willis movie, is it not?
Yeah, with Damon Wayans.
Right, where he plays like this badass detective or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And Die Hard is also a Bruce Willis movie.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a Christmas movie. So if Die Hard is a Christmas movie, then The Last Boy Scout is a football movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fuck all that. Remember the Titans? Sunshine. Doing that
Oh,
too.
yeah, we forgot about Remember the Titans.
Remember the Titans. Sunshine.
Anyway, listen.
Or Burnt Tears.
I appreciate you. Hey, I appreciate y'all for coming through. I gotta head out, but listen, 2:30 I will be on the Real Talk Network with my man Steve Malloy. I appreciate y'all for coming through, Big Philly. Much love, man.
Later, Shake. I can't.
Hey, by the way, I can't wait. When is your first stream? Catching on, man. Drop the link in your, if you can. I want.
Yeah, well, I'll send it on out when I get it going. I have to do a couple things first before I kick back the show. Start back up the show again.
Okay,
and I gotta make sure my co-host is good to go because that was another issue.
Yeah.
So I'm just making sure he's good, and when we're good, then start back up, and it'll definitely be for preseason. So probably August is when I'll start up again.
Okay, that's what's up, man. Manny, any final thoughts before we out of here?
PlayStation rules. Fuck Xbox.
But I approve this message. Y'all be safe, man. Fins up.
Nah, guys. Later.
All right.